All right. Well, welcome everyone. Welcome to our ScanSource Mitel co-podcast here. I'm here with Jonathan Braganza and Michael Brochonski from the Mitel Labs team. We're going to be discussing Mitel's MiYA AI function today. Welcome, John and Michael. Can we start with some quick introductions, your roles on the team, and everything like that?
Absolutely. Right. So welcome everyone. Right. I'm Michael. I've been working within Mitel Labs for the last 2 years. And at the moment, my main tasks are around machine learning specifically. But I do like to fiddle in other software problems, right? But the machine learning is my gist, right? So that's what I like to do. What about you, John?
Yeah, I've been part of the Mitel Labs team for 6 years now, and I'm focused on partnerships and vertical integrations. So I do a lot of work on trying to see where there's good fits with Mitel, both technology and integration wise, and see how we can move our portfolio forward.
Okay, great. Thank you both, gentlemen. And my name is Zachary Pendergrace. I work here at ScanSource. I am on the Mitel line, so I'm the kind of the middleman from the ScanSource Mitel perspective. I help coordinate everything from our side and interact with our important contacts here at Mitel and get all of our most recent important information out to you. So I understand that both of you gentlemen are on the Mitel Labs team. Can you go a little bit deeper into what the Labs team is and exactly what your team does?
Yes, absolutely right. So the Mitel Labs team is, I would say, a team that looks on new technologies and new, I would say, trends in technology, and tries to align that with the current company portfolio or the direction we want to go. So basically, it's a little bit of a different department where we have a lot of freedom to explore new technologies and try out new things. It's rather exciting, right, John? I don't know if I missed anything, but it's one of
Yeah,
our main things.
definitely. Yeah, we try to see where technology is going and where Mitel can leverage some of these technologies to make our products better. And some of the other responsibilities of the Mitel Labs team is we look at the patent portfolio. We're part of the technical advisory board at Mitel, as well as some of the new Mitel AI initiatives that are coming through the company. So our team drives a lot of those different areas as well at Mitel.
Okay, thank you. So you mentioned AI there. I know it's a big topic for a lot of people. So Mitel kind of came forward with the MiYA AI system. Can you kind of tell me about how that came about exactly?
Well, that came about into a way that we kind of realized that, okay, we have a lot of internal documentation, a lot of resources that we can use. But as many companies out there, it's kind of compartmentalized into different places, right? So we're kind of, okay, can we use AI to help us to join this documentation and then leverage things, leverage things and solve out problems, right? For example, ticket resolution would be one of them. So the idea was basically that, right? So that's how MiYA came around, right? We saw, hey, we have all these document sources, ticketed sources, article sources. Can we join all of these together and make something that can help out partners and internal staff in a meaningful way? I would say that was the initial idea. So MiYA is first a data aggregator and then also a search engine that is AI enabled in the background.
Yeah, and just if I can add on onto that, so our product support team found that they were getting a lot of tickets coming in, just very basic tickets that should be able to be answered by a search or whatever, and it was hard to find some of the documentation. Our documentation is all over the place, as you may know if you had to search for it before, and so we thought with all this new technology coming out with some of the large language models, how can we make our search better and give our product support teams, our customers, which are our partners, the tools to be able to solve a lot of these issues on their own. And that's kind of where MiYA was born.
Yeah, that's a very good point, John. Right. So at core, we're trying to make the lives of partners and internal staff easier, right? Instead of having to open a ticket for very basic issues or something that would be hard to find, but it's there, definitely there, MiYA can help with that. So that's one of the core principles that we have there.
Okay, great. Yeah, no, so that's very insightful of why, your team felt the need to bring this forward. So can you explain to me a little bit of how exactly does MiYA work? How does it find the answers that both our distributor partners and our channel partners are needing answered?
Okay, yeah, absolutely right. I'll try not to go too deep into the details, but basically we have three main phases, right? One of them is aggregating the data. The other one is making this data searchable, and the other one is actually searching and present a result, right? For aggregating the data, we have documents from different sources, right? Where articles are stored, or where our product documentation is stored, and bulletins, and so on. So our first task was to have data aggregators to put that into a single knowledge base, right? So to make it visible under one single place and make it flexible, right? So you can have that for internal staff or for partners according to their, I would say, access controls, right? So their access that they have. Okay, that's all good, right? Now we have the articles and documentation all in one same place. Then there's the part where now we need to on this knowledge base to make this searchable by the AI, right? And what we use in this case is something called an embedding model, which is basically something that's able to, after you parse these documents, to crunch that into very large vectors of numbers that search for similarity. So when someone asks a question to MiYA, it's going to look into these vectors, right? So it's going to put that down all under a vector store. And also it's going to optimize the user's question, right? So that's phase number 2. And the third one, right, is now I'm able to have to have the questions. I need to aggregate that somehow to produce a coherent answer and to have top search results, right? So that's where we have some internal algorithms to define what are the most important documents and how to tailor a response together. That's the third part. And for that, we use an LLM, right? The LLM, or large language model. I think pretty much everyone knows those, but the large language model is the final piece there that helps us to stitch everything together and tailor a coherent response, right? So that is, I would say, at a very high level, how it works.
Yeah, and just if I can kind of add on to there, just from a usability perspective, I've actually been using it a lot just to be able to find answers to some of the questions that I have about one of our many products. And the nice thing about it is you kind of tell it what product you're looking for, maybe what version, and what you're trying to solve. And the result is like just extraordinary because you get a nice little summary at the top saying, this is what we kind of think is the general basis of it. And if that doesn't help, you get links to documents that are relevant. And if you click on one of those documents, it actually takes you to the exact point in the document where your answer is, and it's highlighted there and everything. So it saves you so much time from having to dig through, first of all, finding the document, then finding where in these hundreds of pages of data in there, and it takes you right to the spot. So the answers are really good. And there's also like a feedback system that you can say, oh, this was a good answer, or it wasn't, and that helps us make it even better.
Yeah, exactly, John. Right, and we know there are improvements we can make, right? But one of the things that John highlighted here, right, is that when you ask a question to MiYA, it's kind of a search engine that can be conversational, right? It's one step further from a traditional search engine, and in many of them, people that already have used other systems from Mitel, usually you had a drop-down where you selected the product, and then you selected the feature and the version, and then you did the search, right, with some keyword terms. With MiYA, you can put everything in a single query, and then have MiYA to break down that and search the documents for you, right? So it's more conversational, but you have to put a complete question there with everything you need. And about the feedback that John mentioned, right, we're working towards having more refined feedback mechanism. For example, oh, you found a document, but the document has something that needs to be updated. We're going to have something to do that. Or the response was not 100% accurate because of some reason, can happen. We're also going to add that, right? So we know exactly how to tackle that in a more streamlined fashion.
Yeah, and I can say from my perspective of working in distribution, I interact with our channel partners on a daily basis, and there can be a world of questions that I may be asked in one day, and there's a lot of questions that it's hard to remember everything the answer to. So MiYA, I've used it, multiple times in my daily job of just being able to seek out documents and bulletins that were posted by Mitel that, they may have been posted a year ago and they've had 4 or 5 revisions and things like that. So it's easy to be able to find the most up-to-date, recent versions of these documents. And like John mentioned, you don't have to click through multiple different tabs to be able to do it. You just search very quickly and, include the correct keywords that you're looking for, and it makes it very easy. So going back a little bit, you guys mentioned that this came from a kind of need from your support teams, and that they were seeing a lot of tickets. Is this actually saving them some time, or what are we seeing there? Are there less tickets being created? What are you seeing, gentlemen?
Well, what we've seen, right, is that at the very early stages of the program, it took some time for the partners to acclimate, right, when we're on trial phases to MiYA. So it took about 7 to 8 weeks until we begin to sell some data so we can take our conclusions, right? And right now, it's both helping on reducing the number of tickets on the basic tickets, the level 1 ones, and also it's reducing the time to resolve some tickets, right? In some cases, we can see that and also in the data. So that's the 2 points of data we can see. But there's other feedbacks from people that are not solving tickets, which is also curious we receive. For example, people from marketing or sales, they say, hey, I needed to understand better Mitel product. I didn't know how it worked, or I needed to build a battle card. So I went to MiYA and asked it to search documentation for me so it could draw out, okay, how does this Mitel service works, or this solution works, so they could work on their things, right? So it wasn't, I was surprised it was not only support, right? We had sales engineers, people from marketing, and others asking questions to MiYA to enhance their, I would say, their daily work, right, with the Mitel products and solutions.
Yeah, no, that's great. And it's phenomenal to hear that it's being able to increase efficiency. I mean, that's ultimately what we're all trying to do here. We don't like endless back and forth emails. So if you can just go and ask MiYA a quick question and get the answer you're looking for, that is extremely beneficial. The important question here is, how do partners access this? How do they utilize MiYA in their daily lives? If you could explain a little bit more on how to access that.
Yeah, so there are, I would say, 2 main ways to access MiYA, right? Actually 3, but one of them is for partners that already use, and I think pretty much all of them have access to MiYA Access, right? So they will have their option to use MiYA, right? So it will be under the left ribbon. MiYA will be an option there to select it, right? So that's option number 1. The second one is to go to miya.mitel.io, right? That's the direct access website, right? So you can go there and go directly to MiYA. It's going to have the MiYA Access link track, right? So if you're a registered partner, it should work without an issue. You already have your credentials. They should work with the credentials you have. And the third one, for some partners which are opening tickets, is through ServiceNow, or Snow for short. That's the third option.
Yeah, and just I just wanted to touch on something which I thought was important, and that's just some of the usage metrics that we have from MiYA that might be interesting to some people. So we get about 2,500 questions per day from to MiYA, and that's over about 650 daily users are asking those questions. So typically when you go there, you ask it, 2 or 3 questions. And on like a monthly basis, we have about 3,000 unique users per month using it. And that's across about 1,200 partners. So it is quite frequently used today. And it as Michael mentioned, it is getting results and it's helping everybody and even unexpected audiences, as Michael mentioned. So really great tool. And if any partners aren't using it or are kind of on the fence, it's something that you should be using because just of the value it will bring to you.
Yeah, I definitely agree. If I could ask one final question here is if you could share a little sneak peek, any information on how you guys are improving MiYA, any further developments coming out in the future?
Absolutely right. We have some, I would say, exciting things in the roadmap. Some of them partners have been asking about, right? Some partners do like the old way of selecting the product and the version first, so we're adding that back as an option. The other one is having a more refined feedback mechanism, right? So about documentation or articles. So if you see something that can be enhanced, that we're adding also a loop on that. A third one, which is highly expected, is making MiYA conversational. Right now, it's more like a search engine. You ask a one-off question and you receive a response. We want to refine that and make it conversational with a higher flexibility. So all of these are in the roadmap, right? So these are the main 3 ones, but there's more coming.
Okay, great. Well, gentlemen, I think that wraps up all of my questions for today. I really appreciate your time and answers and information you provided today. Do you have any final remarks you'd like to make before we log off for the day?
Well, just that has been great, right, being here, right? So I'm grateful for the opportunity, right, to showcase MiYA and explain a little bit of how it works in the background, right? And hopefully we helped a little bit on how to show how to make better questions to MiYA so you get better results and you can better utilize the tool. I think that's the goal here, right? We want to help our partners to use the tool and reap benefit from it. I think that's the end goal here.
Yeah, thank you for hosting us, Zach, and we're looking forward to seeing many more partners using MiYA to get the answers that they need.
Yeah, you'll see more engagement from my side, that's for sure. I definitely learned something today. Well, Michael and John, thank you so much for the time today. We appreciate it. And for our channel partners, feel free to reach out to our team at ScanSource or the team at Mitel to answer any questions you may have. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.